chairman.
Yeah,
Mamintio.
Yeah, I think it's very sad. Sir, for the first time I go into an election, the stakes are very high because I will have agitation on the street. The level of economic malaise Ghana finding himself in, or mine, you declare bankrupt too. So, but for the past 3 months, in the who's all betting radio, so yeah, economic analysis and economic discussion, and the focus on galamsey and elections. Yes. So people tend to forget to say Ghana is bankrupt. Yeah, defaulting on external payment. I say yeah to bilateral and your friends external creditors. Dollar cedi no head rate and yard ketwa. A month for Munumagu, Okabuso Kanya, or Mana. Sabi omutime kra niema deba se dodo na ajai emrante ne maiwa enya adwuma nye galamse na ene Akufo-Addo ati ni babies a good time wa ene omo say yenso ne yensase because of gold. So this is the state we find ourselves in. This is a country we are peeved about the situation. You can't just get out there to protest. For 2 weeks or in the name of national security, whatever. This is the country. So going into these elections, the stakes are very high. So maybe say give the right to vote to choose whoever become president. That right to Ghanaians. Let them decide why in the lady. But in a state, Obenya state institution that is supposed to be neutral. That is supposed to be fair, firm, and resolute, like the Electoral Commission, or seeking to bend the electoral rules to favor the incumbent government. One way, yeah, and because I have always been telling people, say, watch it. Any peace that is negotiated on the premise of injustice, a war in postponement. So we will be a negotiated peace. Now all negotiated peace, on the premise of injustice. Okay. And that's exactly where we find ourselves in now. Because you see, me I'm say there's a NDC sorry and I'll say or more concerns about the electoral register without anything, just conjecture, without speaking to fact, without speaking to figures. Make us say focus and do the elections. But we are talking about a situation where there are evidence upon evidence are clearly pointed to certain malfeasances, certain discrepancies are occur in terms of data personnel. Obia can give way. Bosman Asare, I know Ankasa give you testimony to the fact that such occurrences in SC. Because one, and you know, Cresse, Obitina Pusiga, air transfer. And the records are there to show. Yes. Is it not a fact that Nipa when you ready some more transfer money, transfer more from register and also without their knowledge? Sunday money NCA. Is it not true? Say Obibo Kura Electoral Commission party office. Ekofa BVD machine. Basically, what is the update on that? As to whether somebody can activate it from somewhere, use it to register people from the dark or not. Till date, Electoral Commission ain't press conference and Kenyans Assembly and Ghana for. Isn't it a fact? Again, and then of course, Electoral Commission, President Akufo-Addo Akofa will be a NPP, National Radio See party communicator, foot soldier, Dr. Piahene, and of course IT department. And then Sa Nkofo ya na omoye IT consultant for Electoral Commission ya omo free hakoyi omo from his company we beji din bebrebe mi we fini din. And isn't it true say President Akufo-Addo ne wa fasio say ne relative my friend amfo kwa chine na se for no omo consultant e the IT. So these are fact no conjecture. This answer be betimi aka entimi stakeholder going into these elections. Now me tenase na me gather me head around all these relevant facts. Now what tenase na wankasa na ade bia de yakwa election esisiwa anasa wulusuwa. You can't come and complain. It's the reason why Electoral Commission, as an independent body, so we need be this year. You avail yourself to the truth. Make sure say going into elections, no Krebia said there, Dima Ghana, Nia Gimu that have preferred elections, no outcome no be accepted. You do. Because me Africa, there are several electoral misunderstandings are giving rise to a lot of violence in Africa. I mention a lot of them. Say Emrama Ekwanya, metimi de wako a country like Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire recently 2011 elections. Almost about 3,000 and over in the year. Nigeria, ABC Kenya. So Sanyama we because Yakotuaba party in free Electoral Commission Sicilino. When you free say we Sicilino, not acquire because going into the elections, no doubt our man for Abimu. So as a commissioner, we need at the BIDC, said the city and you try to bring everybody on board. Now among for but near mass say say na yetima rectify indeed. So Electoral Commission and ready so by forensic audit cry. At least sit down with the stakeholders. baby also why patch mistake na kan no just try and explain to people, show them the data man for who say net here. But Sandema we nyina nsi na Jen Benson free say Electoral Commission ne papa japade na owuye na ode gya no inherit, so she's not accountable to anybody. It's the reason why abra serious concerns were being raised, we na akwa kwese ni akwa bush mind bi man be press conference catch us say 2016 register no na emmoa na enua ewo register no eno so ye de to aba. This is a commission that is supposed to be fair, that is supposed to be neutral, that is supposed to be officiating the elections. The stakes are high. Nase asemasi. Nasa assembly nipa no kanokwa sebi enyina so anima ansa ye de nipa no nie. So you see, this is a commissioner while zooming a certain belligerent posture. They are not ready to listen to wisdom. Their position no matter can say adwuma making sure say Akufo-Addo will stay in power, and that is the last thing Ghanaians want to see. That is the last thing Ghanaians will accept. Say Ghana for nyina koto aba on the grounds of fairness. Na say nipa dodo na free say still the akoso nyina ba umi number 2 aba mana, so be it. But say enye sa na besi. Na say Electoral Commission free say because Akufo-Addo na de me ba I own him a duty to ensure say all kono he will hand over, because you see some of these comments have been made in the past whereby a champion akachire and say the besi bia no NPP will not hand over to any other political party apart from NPP. Yeah. President Akufo-Addo Akabi, Papa Yote Flagstaff House, almost my friend. Yeah. He made similar statement. And these are people who more occupy sensitive position. It is a same way I know the day. You are leaving an imprint of doubt on the minds of Ghanaians, and also the neutrality and the independence of the Electoral Commission. Who calling it to question, especially Utuweni now here Jumadi na Brabo Aje Mensande na Sefo the Commission over Bossman Asara Babonting petty explanation also the Magana for Utin Sama Oka Commission for now no ballot. You saw what happened in there when people were exchanging balls in the full glare of the general public. A huge embarrassment. And it's a yes, I never when you are for Anyan Tuma going into the elections. I am talking about because me say baby a Ghana for Gina de Walusu na Juma. Donya Jumanya, the only Sika Koto Bank, and the bank in a kama and they have Pakwan Tom Bank, The Oko Galam says site, Oko Dipa, Ape BBD because a Juma Niho, Naya Tam Nakotuna Remander 6 months in the university, The Nabusi ni, yes, okay, protester, Bayafa Kwambiso, Ajeli Nuna as a forum. People want to use the elections as a legitimate ground to get the government out, because you see, Nema Asiwa Africa, among for a 2 are buying cool as a for us, Akufo-Addo come even near my event Rollins here cool those times and because I'm cross the same way being koso na way family and friends and cross the same way no being koso. But Ghana 4 have been very patient enough. They've tolerated all this nonsense because they hope say a day will come Ghana 4 will be given the opportunity to go to the ballot and decide their own fate. So I get to that point, you're waiting for 8 years. Now you think say because you are an electoral commissioner, so you can use the power that has been given to you. Now they are bending the legitimate will of the people of this country. Trust me, it will never happen. It's the reason why I mean Electoral Commission mention Akufo-Addo but the million disappointed in and I him for Akasia mo kroma him for Akasia so for Akasia omubo mu minima I say omo di Yesu ko school ko hwe no money we selling Jesus for money, all because people are gullible. No, this is the time omoduma ba because we are all stakeholders going into this election. They be say and semuna German Santiwa oye no are they not aware? They don't know. So Argentina will be bold enough to look at the woman in the face. Ghana that na wudi di agrono Manchester na wudi di petrol ho agrono, because elections now said the amount for bofu na said the amount for vim amount for they go into elections na enisa we ya de bia be amount for nya doubt because I can't free and fair election na any event I see one day a process elections na nkasa a process. So organize elections now, getting people to accept the results now on its own a part of the process. So if you don't do it and you create doubt, create suspicion, now man for in the win here, it doesn't matter what you bet me go the election day and legitimately the party will win. I will be a real man, but I'm so what create consistent doubt. Why nema amam for who say win fair, so what the results no back man for yin tum and the Argentina him for Akese mo to me Omoka ebam omu na obi aka na no to so ene ya hu say obi tira radio so no kasati ya ohena etimi twe no form de no kopie ahemfie no na se for ema ye gu nanim so radio so de German say ye na sabi ye nyina ye da akire na se for on the line there people are not interested. And now so for jina aso dem a preach for in the past we saw their involvement in our politics and some of the things that they say, and the German say you know a threatening young kasa cohesion and your democracy, you know. I don't think to be Kenyans as 7 years I don't know you know because you are not the first person to become electoral commissioner. Me and yamin kwana me express concern after Jaina commissioner what so pen. And he's the oldest and the longest serving of electoral commissioner. Our experience, over the years, you know, he has been a so institution. Africa, a lot of countries, rely on his expertise and experience for their electoral process and for them. Or no ankasa kwaba bontiamba kase. Abrabo German and the boss man and other people. And no more, you know, endanger the prospect of our democracy. And it is important so to tone it down. The high horses, no monam so thinking say they are sitting on the moon, no. So I'm going to this as elections in the bar. It will not happen like 2020 when it happened, no. Because you will be that. Say you're going to elections. Electoral Commission, they register or the results are back. Addition was a sano. Or say will be a mistake. Addition or the aba. Who check percentage more than 100%. Addition or the aba. And people calm down. They tolerated all these malfeasances and infractions, and people have warned themselves going into the next election, you know, such mistakes will not be accepted. Because if you tell me what say register now year 2016, you know, no mistake there is a need for us to do new one in 2020. That's a bit me somewhere Pusiga. It's me a electoral commission system man. Do you know what people somebody in Accra can do? Because Pusiga, look at how far it is. So only planet me invading into electoral commission register man. Can you imagine what will happen here and several other places? And just on the election day, you know, somebody can equally enter the same system and compromise the integrity of the elections. These are some of the things that you should be engaging people for people to have hope and confidence. System is so robust. Now, now president, you know, and I'm say be on me no mine ho na ma catch as president the kufa do ye mamboyefo ntino and na okofasa apia hene na wonim no because I won your mamboyefo aka kire me electoral commission we know how sensitive it is. I don't think we can be a known party person. I'm say electoral commission no money IT department IT department, and then you pick your family relatives. Now I signed your work as a consultant. Oh no, be a mamboy for poor my bona. You will not do that because you can't sit and tell me say these are the only people who have the knowledge. Electoral commission. But on Faho, when the Council of State was petitioned by some individuals, free say your democracy, the integrity of the commission is threatened. Council of State, what are some more almost appear here qualify. Almost a gun and knee. Yeah. This is it. Yes, that was almost competence in party affiliation. That was I'm telling you, the Council of State is one of the most useless institutions. Oh yes, I said we need to trash it because because the advice president, no advice is binding. So obi advice you can take it and advisement you can ignore. So why are we paying huge sum of money advising people? There are people who are really ready to counsel the president for free. We can't be paying huge sum of money when I'm out for real school, national service card, they don't get money. When old people are being paid for what? Nothing. Because as some way sensitive about if they were able to intervene, not Ghana for will see the importance of the Council of State. Meti, I am asking you, because I mentioned 3 importance of Council of State, they never can't tell me. Because I could find no name way, need you more, the DNA chess council be cancelled no. Because he cancelled no audience and money way, I never say he's being cancelled. And other Ghana Sika caught 2 amena, say Oye Cathedral. If he's being cancelled, and other lines and my mom for some court. Forest reserve. Then I won't cancel the so clearly, no, the Council of State and the President has demonstrated clearly say emphasobia and so, and it's the reason why some confounding you be a me and the threat I would tell the threat the threat and the average Ghanaian so going into election, no, it's not just NDC NPP, it is about Ghana for collective will. Yeah, try say whoever wins the election, no, will be the legitimate will. Ghana for express say at this point. This is the person I pay. But Annan said that is cast on Akufo-Addo and Baumia, and they know, say, whatever it takes, they will go home and be held accountable. And Akufo-Addo go home fear. They automatically, you know, Germans and the cronies will follow. So they are doing everything to protect their tenor. And it's exactly what they are doing. But I'm telling you, at this time, because Ghanaians are really ready. say they will stand for the truth, and it's the reason why you see all this pressure. I'm asking, say, it should not end here. The pressure must be consistent, because say one transi and kasa now what transi na you can on you know to go into election now or declare elections now. There is nothing that you can do. Okay. What I say, so this is the time.
No amount of pressure.
No. You can't. We are just over causing to as if power no will not come to you. So this is the right time to force this institution to do the right thing. The men Ghana nyane de ena electoral commission nyane papa de ena nyane maame ajapa de a institution of state they are supposed to do the right thing, because Ghana is seeking the financing no, but she's behaving as if say on one seeking the financing the electoral commission. Go by the time in some no koswa press conference about one papa no beka say na emwane ye fe say ewia e register no any serious democratic dispensation, that guy position becomes untenable. You sack him, because you don't speak to Ghanaians in that foolish tone, because Ghanaians are angry. People want explanations. You hold a press conference and speak in this manner, and you still get away with it. So another day, motivate a lot of people to do whatever they do. That is the reason why I think the largely because of Parliament. Yes, because of Parliament. You see, I don't see say your current Parliament is effective. It's unfortunate honorable is here, but you see, that is my opinion. You call into 2020 elections, Unim say a day before I go into elections, or the Mrabi by making sure or Kate Sha anyway out of your friends saying the constituency.
No, I think a night before election, I think here to about 2020 to Monday, right?
Yes.
So a night before elections, somebody release.
Yes.
Parliament.
No, some minimum sir.
Yes.
One fan Parliament. So that injustice, that crime, because in a democracy, the biggest crime of me committed, and they say, we disenfranchise a group of people and deny them a representative in Parliament. So about a constitute Parliament, who say a tie, and then stop Parliament to halt every single parliamentary business until that particular injustice is rectified. You what I say? You play hardball with them, because Akufo-Addo has demonstrated he's an intransigent president, that he's not amenable to wisdom, and the only way of it is to hold him by the balls. And I'm sure the Parliament, the minority and speaker, at that point, they could have held him by the ball at that particular time. Say, we need to conduct election for the people of Sa. How can we sit for years and at the end of the year, has not been corrected? And it's done. She will feel emboldened. It's the reason why she's out there. Your friend is on Parliament. Honorable has been in Parliament several occasions. There was a timer. Deputy in the coy, and a Parliament can say they are no me. Or she doesn't respect anybody because the oil and fan ready. So going forward, I think that not just Parliament. We, the people of this country, need to prove to whoever hold any state institution say, and now we're Japadia, and you're Ghana for the Fawa Juma. Go Rollins or really Ghana for how many years? And all your runners are who know. At a melt away. Now, Gaddafi were now what be the 8 years and I just say, now, Hannah, damn with the party.
Okay, Ivan.